Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome once again to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works, that super secret research and development division of Dr. Jet Laboratories, where we sit around all day, yes, and we invent things and we make stuff. And we drink coffee. And later in the evening, we drink wine, but that's another story. In front of you is a 1/20th short circuit kit. Now, in this kit, because I had room, I give you some extra servo mounts and some extra nut plates, thinking, hey, you might use those on another project somewhere else. And I had the space on this piece of wood, and I hate letting wood go to waste, so I just gave you extra parts, just because I could. Anyway, I talked to Mike L. Luskus. You know what? There's a bunch of C's and Z's in there. I shouldn't even try to pronounce it. Mike L. at ML Boatworks. And I said, hey, because I think that Tide kit I'm working on was actually done by somebody else, and then he's marketing somebody else's kits. And in fact, on his website, he invites people. So I said, hey, you want to market my 1/20th kits? And he said, yeah, sure. And I asked him some follow-up questions, and I haven't heard a word from him. But remember, he's in the western part of North Carolina, and what got hit by some big hurricanes and such, so he may be up to his armpits in other alligators right now. So I'll get in touch with him in the next couple of weeks. But in the meantime, I have this kit and I'm not going to build it. If you want this kit, send me an email. I give you all the plans and instructions. I give you the drawings for all the other parts, the balsa wood parts, the sheeting and such, because it's all pretty simple stuff, straight lines and a couple of big swooping curves. Nothing you can't cut out with a X-Acto knife. Yesterday I got to foaming. Man, I was foaming, let me tell you. So you can even see my measurements. Here's 0, +4, +7. And so I worked up some cross sections through the sponson here and came up with a rough sketch. Because remember, the inside's totally different than the outside. Came up with a rough sketch of what the flotation foam should look like. Well, lo and behold, it worked. But by the time I got done taking out everything for the battery, there wasn't nearly as much foam in there as I had anticipated. So I did the foam in here and up in here. That's making pretty good progress. And then I thought about my own advice of flotation and some experiences that I went through recently when I thought, it'll be good enough. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. And sinking a boat. Thank God I didn't develop an attachment to it. It was a kind of a quick and dirty, let's see, let's just play around with some stuff. But still, it's a couple $100 down the tubes. Anyway, here it is. Actually what I did was I was putting hardware in here and attempting to balance it. And here's what I've done. I've got foam along the non-trips. I made a foam jam for the battery that fits into this, I don't know if you can see it, this web, this tunnel in here, and this is all foamed. So I think I have enough foam to float it now, and with a piece of jam foam to hold the battery in place. Now, none of this foam is glued in. It's all pressed in at this time. Some of it I will eventually glue in. These chine rails, the stuff in the sponson, I'm going to tack glue those in place just because I don't want them sliding around, but I cut them tight enough where they all fit snugly. Now, because this hull is rather thick, it's pretty stiff, and I could cut the foam a little bit oversized, and it would compress the foam and not bend the fiberglass, if you follow my drift. So everything's in there just snug. It's cool, actually. And my experiments with the weight and balance, this isn't the strut I'm going to use, this isn't the rudder I'm going to use, but they're pretty close in weight. This servo's a little hefty, and it's going to be one of my fine-tuning devices, in that I can use it to move back and forth for balance, as well as the motor. Now, when I taped it all up, I put, the servo in the most convenient spot, and it balanced about 3/4 of an inch behind the step here on the sponson. I'm going to want it about 1.5 inches, maybe even 2 inches behind there, depending on my turn fin. So the motor will allow excellent, manipulation of, or fine tuning of that CG. Actually, the motor and where I put the servo will be perfect for fine tuning that. So, Big B said I've started work on this, and in a sense I have, but I haven't cut or drilled or glued anything on here other than preparing the hull to get cut, glued, and screwed and tattooed. That's all I've done was work on the various parts that are going to go into this build. So, as soon as I receive hardware, then I can actually start building. Today, since I use the bandsaw to do a lot of this work, bandsaw cuts through EPP like you can't believe it. Just anyway, I left the bandsaw out, and I'm going to cut foam for the Tide. So we may go look at the Tide. In fact, if I'm productive enough and get enough done today, I may even give you an addendum on this video, a second video, or you'll get to see it tomorrow. Who knows what I'm going to do? I certainly don't. So until next time, boys and girls, jet out.